run for their team right now. This team which has had up and down performances now really starting to lay the smackdown. Can they bring down Business Associates to secure their place in the grand finals? We're gonna find out. Theben, can they do it? I mean, firstly, where do you actually rate these teams? Like, who do you think would be your favorite coming into this?
Like coming into this game or in the tournament?
Coming into this game individually.
I want to say BA. Like coming into this game, I think BA is good because I feel like these guys are all motivated on the new patch. They're really thinking about what's good. Excuse me, that snuck up.
Bless you, sir. Bless you.
Yeah, that just snuck up. All right, so I think they're really motivated and they're thinking about like what's good. You know, new patch kicks in, Eternal Envy, Fear, Mood. These guys love thinking about the game and figuring out what's super OP. We saw that Sven come out, right? Just one game where they pick Sven and suddenly people start banning it against them. So I really think they got some, ace cards up their sleeves. That's for sure on the side of BA. Where Thunder Predator, they're like a very aggressive team, right? They like to fight. They like to, even with their carry, they pick like an anti-mage, and his AM is like joining all the possible clashes all the time. He's kind of the opposite of Hector, right? Yeah. Hector prioritizes farm more than anything else, and the carry at Thunder Predator is like always prioritizing fights if they possibly can take it. And I think the matchup against BA is, I think they're a little bit better. I do think so, just because they got the interesting strategies that they can bust out at any point in time.
Yeah, I mean, Thunder Predator had been playing around a little bit. They were the guys who ran the Rubik in the middle lane, and I think come up with some good counters as well. But neither team has had a smooth journey. I mean, both teams have dropped games. Thunder Predator, they 2-0'd Midas Club, but then dropped a game to Beast Coast, but did eventually win that one. Business Associates dropped a game to Infamous and to Zumas as well. So, nobody's looked supremely dominant in this tournament so far. Everybody has lost at least one game so far. So definitely an interesting one. This region always pretty close and definitely a fun one to watch right now with Business Associates. They are going back for it again. They believe in this Sven, and they're going to go straight back into it. I mean it's a great hero versus Ember.
Oh yeah, for sure. And this is going to put Thunder Predator on a timer now, because if they don't play aggressively, if they don't invade Sven's jungle, if they don't take away his farm, if they don't block his ancients, there's so many things that you have to do to slow down the Sven, right? And BA, they understand this hero in and out. Like Fear has been playing this hero forever. Mu has been playing this hero. Eternal Envy plays this hero. So everybody on BA's side, like throughout time, know how to play around the Sven, what they need to do in the game to allow him to carry the game. So it's going to be a really hard matchup for Thunder Predator. But, if there's a team who can play aggressively and try to stop the Sven from farming, it may just be them. So let's see. I mean, they better have prepared for this, right? In the last series they played, this hero was a first phase ban, and they even got replays of watching him play this hero. So they're fully aware, or they at least should be fully aware, that he can play this hero and the capabilities of this hero. So let's see what they're going to bust out here on the side of TP. Can we call them TP? We don't need to go call them Thunder Predator, right?
I mean, that just sounds like toilet paper, though.
I mean, maybe teleport scoring, all right?
I'd rather call them Thunder. Yeah, I'd rather call them Thunder. I think that works a little bit better.
But it's more... I don't know. It feels so homely, right? It feels so comfortable to just call them TP. Yeah,
like you're sat down in a really comfortable position. Just
BA versus TP.
BA versus TP. Easy. I mean that does work quite well, but I'm gonna stick with Thunder for this one. But you could do what you want. We're our own people. We're not a singular unit. Then maybe we should be. And nevertheless, I like this Venomancer ban from Business Associates as well. I think when you're looking at Sven, you always want to be banning out Venomancer in these series, which is going to kite their living daylights out of him.
Yeah, and this is the drafting method that I've been talking about throughout this tournament, is that when you get the second pick, right, you get this carry, the super hard carry, then you just ban out 3 heroes that can counter him, right? So we've seen that with Terrorblade, we've seen that with Spectre, and now we're seeing it with Sven. They pick the Sven, they're going to ban out the heroes they feel like Sven is weak against. Like I said, Venomancer, that's one of them. DP, I'm not too sure about, but maybe they feel like Leo Style plays an extremely good Death Prophet, and Envy doesn't want to play against this hero mid lane, which is a possibility. But I think Sven is actually very good against DP, because you can just burst her, right?
Yeah.
in the game. But DP, if they have that with a Jakiro, maybe there's too much early team fighting and tower taking abilities before Sven can come online, which could be very annoying for BA to play against.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. It's all about tempo, you know. Sometimes it's not about the direct matchup, but instead how this hero likes to play the game. And they're just hoping they can slow Thunder Predator down a little bit and not have them running them down. But yeah, I do think it's an interesting match, especially when you've already got the Ember. And Thunder Predator are really burning through the clock on this third ban here. Wonder what's going on in the team chat right now. I would consider, but they're going to get rid of the Night Stalker. Night Stalker's an interesting one. We've seen him a little bit. I mean, obviously banned out because he's a great counter to the Ember Spirit here, I would guess. But yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like he's like a super high priority pick, but maybe he's going to counter something else they're going to pick right now. Maybe they want the Phoenix on Thunder Predator next.
Yeah, it could be good pairing with the Ember Spirit, but still not a whole lot of protection. But at the same time, Sven doesn't really deal with an egg, right? He's not an egg cracker, that's for sure. So I can see how the Phoenix could be very nice for our TP here. On the side of BA, though, this Lion, is it a 5 or a 4? I actually think Snaking plays a lot of Lion, and it's most likely going to be a 4. But we have seen a position 5 Lion. I've also seen it in other regions as well. So there's a very good possibility it could be the 5 in this game.
Yeah, no, people have been playing it as 5 quite a lot, both in competitive and in pub play as well. So they have got their options open, you know. If anything comes up, you know, maybe they take the Phoenix on Thunder Predator and then Business Associates want to run a Mirana, then they can move it to the 5. Or if they want to grab like an AA, if Thunder Predator grab like a Morphling or something, they can move it to the 4. You know, I think that makes the hero more strong when you can flick it between the 2 roles and not have it stuck into one. And Lion can certainly do that right now. So I mean, what would you want to have to counter the Sven right now?
Mirana pick. Okay, so that might be the 4, actually, and the 5 on the Lion, right? They got a lot of disables. I would want something that can play a bit more aggressively and in the enemy jungle. Let me think about this. Against the Sven, there's not a whole lot of heroes that come to mind. The Void is nice because if he ever ults, you can just, you know, chrono him. It would have been nice with a Phoenix combo as well. But Phoenix is good. I think Undying, that's a really good hero against Sven because he cannot fight into the Tombstone, right? He can't move around the Tombstone, and then you also get, and he can't kill it. You just can't kill it in any way. He attacks so slow. It's all about that burst damage.
Yeah. Even with against the Yags, it's mobility, but only mobility to heroes. And
Troll? I think Troll, that's a pretty good hero against Sven. Doesn't get bursted, right? You can just pop your battle chance and just go on the Sven, especially once you get Basher. You can just permanently disable him in the fight. They're going to go with a Rubik pick. I don't know about that one, man. I mean, unless that's a Rubik mid lane, like, there's no... Both of these supports do not invade jungle on the side of TP or Thunder. Okay, let's go with Thunder, all right? Because, you know, I want to be one unit, Nomad. If you say Thunder, fine. I'll stick to it, all right? So on the side of Thunder here, you know, they pick Rubik. They have a Jakiro. Who's going to invade the jungle? The Sven is just going to go camp to camp to camp to camp, farm ancients, and nobody's going to stop him.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's a problem. It isn't effective having these heroes which just kind of smash through farming camps. You know, it forces you to do something about it. It forces you to react, which sometimes you don't have the capabilities to do so. Business Associates, they grab the Void Spirit. I like this a lot.
Good. I like it too. It's very strong fighting hero, like brawling hero, and that's what they want on the side of BA because they want this Lion Mirana setup or these stuns to be able to be utilized by something like Void Spirit, for example. And this hero can also protect your jungle, right? The way that BA is going to play is they're going to try to make the map like 50-50. And they're going to like want to protect their jungle. They want to not let Thunder get in any way. And Void Spirit does a really good job at fighting. Ooh, okay. Beastmaster. I also like this pick against the Lion as a 5. I think Lion 5 is like terrible against Beastmaster. He's going to get hawked out. You got all the... boards hitting him. Now the Sven in the lane is not going to be too bad for him because he's going to be able to just cleave down the waves and just move into the woods. But then later on, if he does get roared up, that is an opportunity for Thunder Predator to be able to kill him. and had that lockdown against the BKB. So not too bad, and a good tempo also for Thunder. Business really needs some lane shoving abilities, I feel like, though, in this game. And I guess that's going to come from Brax. Unless Brax is going to be the one playing Voice Spirit, then maybe Envy can play like a Lina this game. Something to keep the lanes pushed out and being able to protect the Sven's jungle some more.
Yeah, another reason I like this Beastmaster pick as well is that you've got 3 heroes. You know, Sven, when he does get that Axe, is going to be in the same boat where they're very mobile, you know, with the leaps, with the jumps on the Void Spirit. And, you know, these 2 supports, they're okay at catching you out, but the Beastmasters gives you that one extra option. You know, when you come in from smoke, you always just want to be able to lock someone down and make sure you get that kill. And hopefully this is going to be the good lockdown they need to actually secure them kills on the side of Business Associates, because you know, you don't actually need lane push if you had super mobile heroes, because they can just push out waves with like right clicks and then jump themselves away the moment they see any threat. But the Beastmaster stops them being able to do that for sure. So 2 bans, and that's going to be a Enchantress and a Timbersaw banned out from Thunder Predator. Meanwhile, Business Associates are getting rid of those annoying carries, which are going to be pretty good into the Sven. In fact, they've been getting rid of carries for a while now. The Void. Faces Void, banned out last phase, and now the Slark, and the Lifestealer gone rid of. Man, imagine banning a Lifestealer in 2020.
Yeah, maybe they feel like if he gets Basher and he keeps going on the Sven, it could be annoying for the Sven.
Troublesome.
Yeah, they go with the Spectre. Okay.
Yeah, banning out 3 carriers, but not banning out the most popular carry of the tournament is an interesting move from Business Associates. I can only assume they wanted to play into this.
Yeah. I don't think they're worried about the Spectre. Okay. I don't think so, because the Spectre is not going to stop the Sven from farming. Now, it will allow the Haunt to be very effective because they have Beastmaster and Ember. But then Sven is still going to off-farm a Spectre.
With his Midas especially, yeah.
Exactly, and then Sven's going to hit his timings, and the Spectre is not going to stand a chance. And you also you're playing against Lion, who can kill your illusions. He has 2 ways, right? He's got Mana Drain. He's also got Hex. Get rid of that Haunt. Not sure about the Spectre pick.
You make some good points. Yeah, it's definitely not the easiest Spectre game I've ever seen. Also, you know, when you haunt in, it used to be the case that your illusions are always going to stay on top of that hero, right? Because they got the 400 movement speed fixed, but they removed that in the last patch. So all it's going to take is 1 leap from the Mirana, 1 jump, Astral Step from the Void, and these 2 guys aren't going to be able to jump to anymore. And that is actually a lot of the Spectre's ability in the team fight's gone. You know, the ability to just get on top of one hero, throw a dagger, then get across to the other, secure a kill, that kind of thing is really what you're looking for in the Spectre team fights. And that's just not really going to be a thing. And now they're going to line things up with the Brax Tide, a favorite of theirs. And that's going to finish off this draft for Business Associates. Who are you favoring based on these picks?
I mean, Tide's a really good hero against Spectre. It's really good against Beastmaster also. So they have a lot of aura items they can buy on the side of Tide as well. I actually have to favor BA's lineup here. Thunder have a lot of work cut off for them. They have to play very aggressively. They gotta, like, very, very aggressively. They gotta take a lot of towers. And then this Spectre also needs pretty much free farm to be able to keep up with the Sven in this game. As of right now, Beastmaster Rubik is not going to be a huge threat to the Sven's farm.
Yeah. It's I think it does look like an uphill battle for Thunder Predator. Can they bring enough to this Sven to stop him having a free game, or is he going to run away with it? Or maybe is the Spectre just going to prove to be the better carry in this situation? I wouldn't have thought so, but we shall see. My one question is, do they have like enough catch for the Ember though? Because when I start actually looking at it, you know, they don't have any instant real lockdown for the Ember other than the Hex on Lion. Do they have enough? Does it look like a good Ember game to you?
I think the Tidehunter is going to buy aura items, and then Ember is not going to be able to dish out any damage in the fights. That's what I think is going to happen. And the Void Spirit is also a pretty good hero at dealing with Ember, right? Actually, if the Ember ever uses a Slight, you can drop your Remnant on top of the Slight where he returns to, and you can stun him up, which is pretty cool as well.
Yeah, that's pretty annoying. A bit of remnant on remnant action. Alrighty then, let's get into it. Game number 1 is this best of 3 series here in the upper bracket of the OGA Dota Pit event, and it's going to be Thunder Predator versus the Business Associates in this best of 3. And MNZ going to try and play it on his Spectre. I think this carry matchup is quite interesting, actually. MNZ versus Mu. I think MNZ's been super impressive. Every time I've seen him, he's looking like a really strong player. I know he's pretty high on the leaderboards and plays a bunch of pub. You know, he's a pub spammer and a half. And Mu, kind of similar, but definitely plays a lot of scrims now as well. So yeah, I think these guys are pretty evenly matched in the way they play carry and like their ability and everything. Bok, bok, bok. Are you okay, bro?
So big. Always a pause, right? With SA teams, dude. Every time.
It's a.
It's not
it's
a game
tradition
without pause. Yeah, that's for sure. This Tidehunter. I think this game is gonna have a really good time because it's playing as Jakiro and a Spectre, and as long as the Mirana keeps on arrowing the camp and maybe even early range creep, you can just leave the Tidehunter on his own bottom. Then he's gonna get like a Vladimir's, and it's gonna be really nice for him. He's just gonna park himself bottom. Who's gonna kill the Tide in this game? It's definitely not Beastmaster, right?
No.
Can't war him.
I mean, I guess Spectre's got the pure damage of Desolate later on if you can find him alone.
Right, that's helpful.
But I mean, that's gonna go through Anchor Smash, right? At the very least, and Kraken Shell. Yeah, I think the Spectre chops up the Tide pretty neatly later on in the game, but we got to get there first. Do you not think?
Yeah, I mean, Spectre is not bad at doing it. I'm more worried about like how they're gonna hold him down. What's gonna happen in this game is this Tidehunter is gonna go here. He's gonna take this tower and then he's gonna invade into this area, like near the tier 2. And then TP are gonna need to bring so many heroes down bottom lane to try and deal with the Tidehunter.
True.
And then Sven is just gonna AFK in this triangle area and farm.
Right.
So it's not gonna be pretty for TP if they don't actually win this Tidehunter's lane. Like they have to really, really beat this Tidehunter so it doesn't get to that point in the game like quickly.
Alrighty, we'll see how they manage to pull this one off. Meanwhile, there's a bit of a choo-choo train coming in at the top of the business associates. Go for a bit of an adventure to wrap around on Thunder Predator.
Ooh,
MJZ and Frank
lots of
could
stuns.
be in a vulnerable position here.
Dude, they got so many stuns on the side of BA here in this game.
Yeah, they really do.
They can just throw everything at somebody. Just chain it one by one, and they're gonna get a first blood. There's only 3 heroes on the side of Thunder here. I keep wanting to call them TP, man. It's like it's getting confusing for me a bit here. Okay,
they're quite split. Like they don't really have.
Oh no.
Yeah, maybe okay. They've decided on their target now. They're gonna go for MJZ.
Yep.
Envy though, if he wants to catch this one, he's got to level up the Aether Remnant, which he doesn't want to do. And Mirana has the arrow leveled up, but MJZ getting under the tier 2 tap. Oh, is he actually wrapping around here? Nope. Nice dodge on the arrow. Takes a hit from the tower. This is very, very interesting. I think Jakiro's dead. Took a long ass time
on the TP. Yeah, next arrow. Sven's gonna make his way there too.
Matthew's coming over though. He's got a Fade Ball if he wants to reduce the Mirana's damage a little bit, but actually they turn around and they want to try and get Matthew instead here, and now they get the stun into the arrow, and this will eventually be a first blood.
And Moo wants the boar. 30 HP boar.
It was ours.
You remember the famous clip? The stun on the boar?
Yeah, was that
Saksh? Yeah. The coach of OG.
Good time.
Very famous.
On Quantic, I believe.
Yeah.
Cost them their chances at TI. Very sad indeed. Anyway, so let's get into this game. So up in the top lane, we're going to have Moo and Fear on the Lion and the Sven versus Mr. Frank on his Beastmaster and Senor Matthew on his Rubik. I feel like this lane's pretty good for Thunder Predator, actually. I don't know how well Sven lanes, because I haven't seen him in such a long time, but Beastmaster Rubik does seem very good.
They're just gonna keep on stunning up the boar and killing it off, and then Sven's gonna max out his great cleave and push out the lane all the time and make Fear go into the jungle and pull the small camp. But I think they're not gonna try to do anything more than that. They don't actually care if they get any kills top on the side of BA. They just need XP and gold for the Sven. So in general, like great cleave is a it's a really good skill to be able to deal with Beastmaster.
Yeah, true. Get through its minions pretty tidily. Meanwhile, down in the bottom lane, we're going to have the Spectre and the Jakiro versus Brax on his Tide, and the Mirana as well. So there's no real setup for the arrows here, so Snaking very much relying on his archer abilities to land these arrows. But we know how BA and, you know, pretty much all the NA teams play this Mirana. They don't actually arrow heroes that often if they don't have a setup. They'll generally just aim for the creeps and occasionally grab a hero instead sometimes, but mostly in the laning phase, it's just about getting the farm, getting the range creeps.
Yeah, they just want the XP and get an advantage in the lane. They're doing pretty good bottom. I mean, Snaking started with a Wraith Band, so that hurts the Spectre quite a lot. He's gone through a lot of regen. Jakiro does have a healing stuff. This is the pattern that we've seen in every single game, especially in NA. The supports always buy a healing stuff, and they keep bringing out more and more and more. So it's like you're adding your net worth onto your carry's net worth by just constantly healing him up.
Yeah.
And that way, like, your carry can't actually lose a lane, to be honest.
MNZ could be in some trouble here, though. He's actually going into the creep wave, but I'm not sure why. He's got a wand, though. Gonna pop it to try and get himself healthy again, and will just about survive this one in Snaking. Actually taking a decent amount of harass here as MJZ trying to turn it around, but still with a leap charge to go, will get himself to safety.
Look at that. Healing self. Back to full. Back to farming. Doesn't even matter. You almost killed him, right? Your support is there to heal you up.
Always there for you. Love some supports.
MJZ, though.
Ooh, yeah, he's taken a step too far forward, and now Business Associates will take him out. I mean, that's a bit of a mistake from him there, kind of getting caught out by the arrow and the gush combination, so that's going to kind of make NZ feel a little bit more pressure, but to be honest, the creeps are right under his tower. He's in a great position for him right now, so he's just going to keep on farming whilst his Jakira's dead.
So Spectre's farm isn't going to be hindered too much, it's just, the Tide's free farm. That's scary. It's what I mentioned at the start of this. Oh, top Lion getting initiated on. Yeah,
he's getting low here. Frank also not particularly healthy, however, as he turns around with a double stun, but the right click's already traveling from Matthew, and they kill off Fear. Nicely done from the side of Thunder Predator, biting back.
The Sven's stun was on cooldown, so they saw that as an opportunity to be able to jump onto Fear there. But you can see Moose skill build. He's already got that level 2 Great Cleave. He just wants to push the lane out. He doesn't want any chance of him getting gone on because of a huge creep wave that's going on him. Oh, there we go. Getting securing the range creep with the stun.
Yeah, casual. Bit of a meeting of forces in the river here as everyone's coming in for the power rune right now. Arrow actually going to catch onto MJZ here, and Leostyle's just bailing on him here. He doesn't have any spells to help him out with. MJZ is probably just going to lose his life, although the Fairy Fire keeps him alive a little longer. Snaking going to keep on having to chase for this one. Actually, through the trees, I don't think he will be able to finish the job. And they're going to see that ward as well. Yeah, that's very nice for Thunder Predator now.
And he gets a rune on Leostyle. This is such a big shift in this lane. Envy was doing quite well, but now that he doesn't have the rune anymore and Leostyle got the arcane, it's so big, like when you have these spirit boys fighting, that you get the rune. The 50-50 is just so ridiculous. I wish they would... Do you remember there was a time where there's power runes and on the other side there will be like a bounty rune that spawned, right?
Yeah.
So it was like fair for both of the mid laners. Exactly. So we're going back to this point where like power runes are everything, and then if one guy gets it, it doesn't matter if he's like really far ahead or behind in the lane, it's a comeback mechanic for him. Or if the other guy who's snowballing gets it, then you have no chance to stay in the lane. And your side laners are super scared too.
I remember in the days when power runes used to spawn at minute 0, and everyone used to try and camp them out, trying to grab power runes, but then there was a point where like the competitive team kind of just realized that, wait a minute, it doesn't actually matter, like nothing ever happens from the power rune, so he just stopped, and like in the case of like a week, what people have been doing for years and years of just camping the power runes completely stopped, because they were just like, wait a minute, there is no reason to do this.
There was a game where FY got a Invis level 1, I think it was at a TI, and then he ganked middle, got first blood for his mid laner, and that literally snowballed into them just winning the game. it was ridiculous how they did that. And now it's like power rune spawn at 4 minutes. Oh, Moo's just gonna TP out top. Too much slow, too much damage.
The Sven knows that he can get himself away as long as there is no ice path, which there is not, obviously. So he's all good. Bottom lane, though. Void Spirit coming in for a gank here onto MNZ. MNZ actually dodging out the Dissimulate quite nicely here, and that's going to mean he's got enough health to survive this one. Meanwhile, Matthew being attacked, but in comes the Ember. He's doing the damage right now. Brax doesn't have a Ravage to offer to this one, so they're just going to have to lose Snaking here. They haven't actually lost anybody on the side of Thunder Predator. They're trying to turn this round onto Brax right now. Dagger comes down along with the burn from that Flame Guard, and they will be able to kill off that Tide Hunter. That is 2 nice kills for Thunder Predator in the bottom lane.
Huge rotation from Ember, and this is all because of that 4-minute power rune that he got, right? And that allowed him to refill his bottle, stay healthy, get ahead in the mid lane. Look at the difference now. Envy has fallen behind slightly, and now getting that big kill on the Tidehunter. I mean, it doesn't really stop the Tidehunter from doing what he's going to do, but it's still good, right? They got any kill is good at this point in the game for Thunder.
For sure.
This Tide is still a problem. Like, it's so hard to chip him down. As soon as he gets the Ravage as well and finishes his Vladimirs.
He's a problem. He's also the lowest CS problem. But then again, this CS is really, really tight between everybody. Like, he's only one ahead of MMD now, completely even, actually. And, yeah, very, very, very close everywhere, really. Like, no one is really... Except Moo's pretty far ahead, I guess. He's very far ahead, actually.
So, Snaking has rotated top now. He realizes this is probably the lane where he can get the most done with his arrow. I mean, there's 2 stuns up here, and also he needs to destroy the catapult, the siege creep, top, because the Beastmaster is just gonna wreck your tower. Oh, tanks the arrow.
Nice arrow. Not going to find anything from it, I don't believe. Although Moo's coming over it. He's got that God Strength gun right now. He's getting on top of Beastmaster, but in comes a Horn. They try to turn it around. Marana's going to be the target right now. Nobody dead Jasm yet. The Roar comes down onto Moo to try and control him up. The SR comes over, but MNC, he wants Fear and will get him.
Yikes.
They're vulnerable, but they've got Moo on the front lines as well. Thunder Predator are fighting really, really nicely here, but in comes a Void Spirit trying to clean up MNZ. Will get that kill. Leostar a little bit vulnerable here as well. Has a team behind him, but they're pretty low on mana at this point, but they're going to drop the chains onto Snaking. Not enough to finish the job though, even with the Fade Bolt. Snaking will back himself away, and the fight will go. And yeah, I mean, it pretty much diffuses from here on out. The fact that the Spectre dies, it makes it a little bit okay for Blizzard Associates, but my fear right now is Leostar, man. He's getting so much of the map right now. He is the highest net worth hero, moving around all over the place, finding some good kills. MD doing the same thing as well, but I think I'd rather have the Ember Spirit on my team this game than the Void.
Yeah, the Sven also died there, so that's going to slow down his farm a little bit. Like, that arrow was meant for the catapult, right? I think they would have been very content with the catapult dying, so the Sven can just continue farming. But especially if Envy actually... Yeah, if Envy actually TP'd it right away and the Beastmaster died like without getting his roar off, I think that was a very different fight. But, you know, Thunder, at the end of the day, they did bring 5 heroes top and they were not able to take the tower. They still traded for their carry. So yeah, like you said, I think BA definitely came out ahead there. And meanwhile, Brax doing Tidehunter things bottom. Look at his CS now, right? We're talking about how it was on the bottom end, but now he's all the way the second highest. Is going to keep on being this big nuisance bot. He's level 8 already.
He's actually skipped out on boots and just gone straight in for the Vlads here because he just wants that sustainability in lane.
Exactly. He doesn't want. He just wants to be this immovable wall that's going to protect the Sven's or the path to the Sven.
And turn Sven into the unstoppable object. Very smart.
Yep. He's almost got that Midas 2 on the Sven. Getting very, very close to it. And now there's already a shift in the network. They do take the top tower, but they will trade for the bottom tower here. Beastmaster, he's doing alright too. He's almost got that necro too. I think Thunder's next point of attack should be around the mid lane, but they have to wait for the Haunt to be up, which is going to be another 40 seconds at least, so that's going to be a little bit of breathing room for BA.
Yeah, I kind of want Thunder Predator to pressure this game early because you can kind of abuse the Sven before he has like his first item, especially when he's going Midas. He needs the second item then, and it gets kind of awkward. But then you're playing with a Spectre on your own team here, so she's waiting for her Radiance as well. Yeah, I don't know. To be honest, I really would like to see a Drum Spectre this game. Just like help her fight early on, and maybe go in for the Manta and just kind of ignore the Radiance would have been my preferred build for the Spectre this game.
Well, if you go the Manta route, right, you're gonna get it killed off right away in the fights because the Sven is just gonna cleave it one time and they're dead. So at least with the Radiance, they get that miss probability, and plus it'll help them farm.
Yeah, true. Keep up with the Sven, who's going to be farming very, very quickly. You don't want to fall too far behind in this game. And it's not looking like a game where they're going to be looking to go high ground really early or anything, so they don't have to worry about their farm speed. You know, they still need to be conscious of that.
The Ember does have drums now, or about to.
He also has Fear, I think. Fear is holding on to his Hex. Has the Earth Spike in 2 seconds.
Fire?
Might it be too late? Oh, he's trying to run it around with the haste, but actually the group's helping Fear out a ton. They are his teammates after all. But, oh my god, he's making it work so hard for him. He's going for the TP out here as well, but there's chains on Leostar, so we will be able to kill him off here. Leostar is happy with that.
And that's his drums. So they do have that drums at least available, and they can pair that up with Beastmaster. Get some, and look at Tide. Look what Brax is doing, right? He's just gonna park himself in the mid lane. We've seen this over and over again with like Centaurs, who have Hood and Vanguard just sit in mid lane, protect that tower, so they cannot be gone on, and then this naturally allowing the Sven to be able to farm both of these jungles freely. Because without this mid tower being dead, it's so hard for Thunder to actually smoke in these two directions.
True enough, yeah, it gets very scary. But the Sven is feeling free as a bird right now, and now taking the top net worth position, although it is still very, very close amongst everybody here. Amongst the Tide, amongst the Sven, amongst the Spectre. I mean, in fact, everybody, all the cores are within 400 gold of each other. All 6 of the cores are within 400 gold of each other. That's how close this game is right now.
For sure. And here comes the smoke out from Fear. He's got the finger. He wants to utilize that with the Mirana arrow.
But who will he
Spectre would be the best kill. They're really looking for the Spectre here. They got some vision they're going to put near the Ancients area, it seems like. And things are getting a bit scary. Okay, there we go. Oh boy, Spectre. Oh boy.
Not the camp you want to walk towards. Although that said, they're actually a little bit misplaced here on the side of Business Associates, and MNZ is actually looking to turn aggressive. They've got teammates nearby. The Hawk's going to come down, try and give them vision, but they'll give up on this one for the time being. Unfortunately, the dagger was on cooldown because MNZ used it to get up to this camp, so there was no chance of MNZ chasing down that Mirana. I mean, it's a Mirana as well with 3 leaps, right? Like, you're not finding snaking this game.
That was big for both teams because they smoked and they found the Spectre, but the Spectre wasn't a really good in the tree, so he doesn't die, and then BA just get out, right? They didn't force that smoke and try to get a kill or something.
Oh, we go onto the Sven in the bottom lane. They've used the Haunt as well to come in for this one. They really want to try and bring him down here, and they will be successful in doing so. Moo will lose his life. A critical pickup for Thunder Predator here down at bot, just keeping that Sven down, stopping him from just skyrocketing out of the game. Luckily, his Midas is on cooldown, so you know he doesn't have to just sit there being dead, staring at that unused Midas. A small mercy, but a big kill nonetheless.
Play for BA doesn't work out. Play for Thunder works out. They get the Sven. I mean, every time this hero's dead, this is where he wants to be farming like super fast. And I don't know what Moo was actually doing down there because he doesn't have vision. But Thunder have a ward that was watching him the entire time.
Yeah, nice little pickup by Business Associates in the river there, zipping down MJZ, but meanwhile, Leo Star getting jumped on here. The Stormhammer's coming his way. He is going to jump forward for it. Actually, stun up the Rubik as well. Run, little Matthew. It looks like he's going to be okay, but now the middle tower, the pressure starts to come in. Leo Star's going to be back with the Remnant pretty shortly, though, and I think they need to defend this one. It's very difficult for them to play this game without it.
Well, they can't really defend because the Haunt is on cooldown, right? So that's why they're actually running middle on the side of BA with 5 heroes. Haunt's on cooldown, they know the fighting potential from the Spectre's not there. They're going to snag that tower. And this is where the game gets really hard for Thunder because the Tidehunter is just going to AFK, sit around the mid tower, and then Thunder can't really go there and get that. The Beastmaster also wasn't really split pushing bottom during all this.
Hex out onto the Ember here. They're going to have a lot of lockdown for Leo Star right now. Can they get the arrow? No, because the Ice Path comes in. Might have just saved him here. It will, certainly. And meanwhile, Fear gets taken down the backlines, but there's that Ravage coming on through. Snaking his death, though. It's just going to be a retreating Ravage. I mean, this is not what you're after here for the side of Business Associates. They had the dream fight right now, but they're just getting taken down one by one. They will drop 3 heroes dead here as Thunder Predator, they defend their territory.
My goodness. Okay, so Sven also on cooldown. The reason why they ran up there is for the boundary, but that was super, super greedy. You just got a big objective and then you want more right after that. This is going to allow Thunder to go back to the mid tower.
Oh, the Ice Path will miss him there. Now Snakin's just running himself forwards, you know, going for a cheeky arrow onto Rubik, which will connect easily enough. And now Fear comes in. Oh, okay, that's a finger. Matthew didn't like that. He just get taken down. I mean, this means that maybe they can defend this tower. Although that said, Fear is actually alone and getting burnt up by the Jakiro and by the Ember Spirit. The Fire Buddies will do it. Take down Fear. I still think the tower falls here, though. Not with Brax in the middle lane.
It's already in deny range. That's already a pretty big win. Yeah, it's done.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so they get the mid tower back right away.
Leostar with the 2cm fire remnant. Not really how he's getting out of this one. That one's a bit longer. There we go. Oh, need him a nice little regen rune to throw in the bottle as well. I should have popped this one immediately. A beautiful ice bar from MJZ defending that regen rune.
I don't know. That play into the... Oh, MJZ, they're going to keep chasing him. They moonlighted. They have Haunt for this.
Yeah, they do. MJZ, he's looking at this right now and thinking, hey, you know what? I got a team coming in. There's only 3 of you. I might be able to take you on. Matthew's coming with the vision. Oh, he actually doesn't have any vision, so they're just going to have to wait for the moonlight to end. But it will, and down goes Envy. Nice kill. And they're looking towards Brax as well. Brax a little bit harder to bring down, but with no Ravage, they're feeling pretty safe to just kind of chase him down under the tower here. They have the slows coming on out here. Arrow not going to connect. Leo Style, though, he is taking some damage from the tower right now. He's taking heavy hits from the tower. He might be gone. In they go onto the sidelines, but we want to find a stun onto the Beastmaster instead, and Moo wants to try and take down these Necro units. Meanwhile, the Horn comes out from the Spectre. She went back to base and wanted to come back into the fight and keep on this pressure, and actually has a Radiance now. This is scary. She's looking for fear in the trees. Meanwhile, the right clicks come through onto MNT. MNT just going to hold back. They're playing this fight beautifully on Thunder Predator. Look at them dropping so low on the sides of this Associates, but under the tower, maybe it's too greedy. Snake King is surviving this one. Meanwhile, MNT trying to get through the trees. We just got so much vision here from that Hawk, and Moo can't quite find him. The arrow's not going to give him away as well, but there's no way out for MNT. They will be able to run him down, and that is going to be a kill onto Spectre. They've really not done, though. Leo Star coming back in, but the Ravage going to land onto 3. Envy trying to deal with MJZ on the sidelines, cuts through 2, gets 1. Leo Star's going to go down as well, it looks like. The stun connects onto him. He pops a Flame Guard, but he will die. And Thunder Predator, I mean, they just didn't stop. They really did not stop. And I think that's maybe a little bit of over-aggression from them being appropriately punished by the business associates.
Dude, I have no idea what both teams are doing. First, it all started with, BA going in here, and then chasing a Jakiro, and they died. Then they dive in the tier 2 tower up here with the Spectre. I get it. You have a Radiance. You really want to show off and try to get a big fight with it. But under your tier 2 tower, dude, these towers do so much damage. You really cannot take the clashes there. And then Sven shows up to the fight, pops his ulti, they chase the Spectre down. I mean, this is going to put B in a very good spot. Spectre dying right after getting her Radiance is going to put her behind this Sven. Exactly.
It's not the game plan at all,
dude,
is it? No.
This Sven's going to have BKB rather quickly. I think in the next 3 or 4 minutes, he's already going to get his BKB. And then right after that, we're going to see that Aghanims come off from the Sven. And that's when things get really hectic for Thunder.
Let's see, chasing on forward, Thunder Predator under the cover of their smoke. They want to use this Roar, and they know that the Ravage is down a little bit longer, so that teamfight spell makes them feel stronger on the side of Thunder Predator, but they won't find anything. A nice retreat.
Dude, he's almost got pipe on this Tidehunter. That's gonna hurt Spectre and the Ember a lot, because they're the ones who are doing so much magic damage in the fights, or at least the 2 cores do a lot of magic damage in the fight. So pipe gonna mitigate that Radiance, and then once Sven gets BKB, it also won't matter what the Spectre does, because he needs to avoid the Sven, or
yeah, it sucks to play Spectre into a pipe. But like when the pipe comes out at the same time as Radiance, especially, it's kind of the apex time for the Radiance, because everyone's still pretty low HP early on in the game, so the earlier you get the Radiance, the better it feels. But the pipe just comes out and completely negates that. It's super annoying. But this Roshan attempt is really nice, and I mean there is a scan coming out, but I don't think they're going to be here in time. They're certainly not. MNZ now with the Radiance Aegis. Nah, this is scary.
Yeah, I mean this is the Beastmaster factor with the Inner Beast and the Necronomicon. That's a really good call actually to get that Aegis. Now all of a sudden the Spectre with Radiance and Aegis is looking quite scary, because you got to kill her twice, and the first time she haunts in, you can't really turn around and kill her like what BA's plan would have been. So now they actually have to kill the Rubik, the Chikiro, everybody else, and try to ignore the Spectre. They do have the pipe though, so that will allow them to ignore the Spectre, at least for a little while.
Uh-oh. They've also found Rubik on the backlines here. Matthew just caught out of position in the middle lane, not with his team pushing in that top wave, and gets himself caught out. I think he just tried to push in mid a bit, because he knew that catapult wave was coming, and wanted to try and relieve some pressure.
Oh, they want to fight into this.
Look at bottom tier 2 tower. They need to get out of here, Thunder Predator. They need to defend their towers. They've taken the tier 2. They're going to try and leave, and it looks like they will be successful.
Because they smoked under a ward, eh? You see that ward where the Rubik died? So they completely saw that coming, and they're still looking for somebody, but BA, not the right call, sir.
Now that Rubik is back, Thunder Predator, they might be thinking of taking the initiative themselves here. Let's see.
They do have the Haunt ready.
I mean, there's a really nice ward here though from Business Associates as well. Like they see Frank, they see MJZ. Just a few key heroes being located on that one.
Moo's just about to complete his BKB now. So as soon as he gets his BKB, I think they do want to smoke up and make a play happen. They don't want to slow down this game any more than it already has.
Yeah, and you can't wait 3 more minutes for the Aegis to run out. Like it's just unrealistic, isn't it?
Because if you buy BKB, then you kind of want to take at least one team fight with it.
Yeah.
Oh, Envy. Are you going to get roared? No, he's out. Solid. He's going for that Aghanims. I do hope that he will prioritize his Aghanims and try to farm up a bit. He's a little bit behind in terms of net worth, but then again, he is playing with the Sven and the Tide Hunter. This Tide is kind of like the position 2 in this game, right? He's always like sitting up in lanes and just trying to push them out and get farm. And MB has been trying to get in team fights.
Yeah, so is Frank on the other side as well. Like, the Beastmaster is also the position 2 in the Thunder Predator side. Both the Spirits have just kind of become the position 3 heroes as they kind of battle into each other and not get a whole lot from lane and then not get a whole lot from the game as they're playing super actively. So both of them trying to get the next item. I do question the Ember Spirit running for the Desolator. He has got both the Mithril Hammers and going Deso next. So it doesn't seem super valid this game. Like in games, there was a Jarrett game, for example, the other day where I loved the Desolator first on the Ember Spirit or like Drums Deso on the Ember. Because, of course, you know, you get rid of everyone's armor and then the flat cannon comes through and it's crazy good. But this game, I don't really see it. I mean, the Haunt still has a similar effect, but
yeah,
I just see him like go for a Yules or a Spirit Vessel or just something to play with him.
He's buying the Deso because of the Beastmaster. He wants to utilize more of his right click ability and utilize that inner beast. But it's such a weak item on Ember, I feel like. Oh boy, Spectre, that's an Aegis. He's okay. He just wants to put his body in danger. So maybe BA will come out and try to touch him. So
touch me, guys. Touch me. No, we don't want to, Spectre. We don't want to. Meanwhile, bottom tower starting to feel the pressure of Frank and MJZ.
It's got S and Y on the Spectre, huh? I mean, no Manta. The Spectre build?
Yeah. That's... I mean, like you said about the cleave, you know, Manta, garbage item in this game. Don't buy it. But that is going to mean that the silence from the Void Spirit is going to be super annoying. No way to break it for MNZ right now. One thing that Business Associates are really good at doing is getting the pressure onto the opposing lanes, like, before the enemy are even pushing their own lane. Like, they know where the enemy wants to go, and they are always going to make sure they've got creep waves pushing him on the opposite lane as it happens. So, I mean, this is just very annoying to play into as well, because every time you take something, you know, you're not going to lose your towers, but you're going to take, like, 50%, 25% HP on the towers. You know, tier 2's been damaged a lot from this. It's just a small little efficiency plays which Business Associates make when they know they can't take a fight, which does feel like is the case right now.
Every MV team has always been so good at split pushing and understanding when they can fight, when they can't fight, and just avoiding the situation. Envy has Aghanims? Oh, he's just like 100 gold. Oh, this bounty rune.
This is going to be Leo starting some trouble actually as Fear comes over here. He's got the finger and goodbye Leo style. Meanwhile, Hex actually coming out from Haunt from Spectre comes out, and they actually have the Ice Path to cancel Fear's TP. Meanwhile, MV just throws down the Yules. Is there a dagger from MNZ? There is, but he guesses wrong. MV goes to the trees, and I imagine he'll be safe here because there's no Beastmaster to view him. So he gets himself out. Kind of good trade for Business Associates here, to be honest.
Really good trade. Really good trade. They got the Haunt out too, right? And they get the position to Ember.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So now they can actually get out on the map. They got the Ravage. They got the Sven with the BKB. They even got a Shadow Blade on the Sven. He did not go for the Aghanims this game. He wants to go for the Silver Edge. So they have a way to kill the Spectre easily. Remove his passives. And all of a sudden, Lion's going to revive. There still won't be a Haunt on Thunder. They also don't have the Aegis. They might be able to get a tier 2 tower and maybe even take an outpost.
Yeah, they've weathered the storm of the Thunder Predator. They've weathered the thundercloud, and now the blue skies on the other side are in sight for Business Associates. They can start to be the team making the plays, being the aggressors now for a while. And also, I love that Sven's going for Silver Edge as well. You know, late game, the Spectre with the 5%... 22% dispersion is going to be a pain, and it's a great way to deal with it.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
This bottom tier 2 is just going to straight up fall.
Radiant's bottom
They don't
tower
want to fight
has
without
fallen.
Horn, Thunder Predator. They really do not want to fight without Horn.
Outpost taken, and then from here they can make a really good smoke, and they can run into Thunder if they want to. They know, oh, there we go, but it was under a ward. So it's a good idea, but a bad smoke because Thunder had vision of this, and they're actually on the low ground. Hold on, Thunder.
Thunder,
you don't want to fight
you
from the low
trying
ground,
this
though.
right now, guys? I don't really know. There's no way they saw this smoke. They must have not been looking at their ward, because there's no way they should have fallen for this one. They've lost one. They've the spies back from the Rubik and the Jakiro. I mean, this is going to be the Beast Monster going down as well. I'm not sure what they're thinking about this. They do have the Haunt up, but I mean, no. Just no.
Listen, they 100% saw the smoke. They put the ward on that hill because they wanted to fight. The problem was they fought from the low ground, so they had no way to actually jump into BA, and that was the real problem. If Thunder wanted to take that fight, they should have ran up onto that hill where the bounty rune area is near the Ancients and sit there with their vision, so they could find the Lion, they could find the Mirana first, kill them off. But Thunder, you know, they had the idea, but it was just such poor execution on there, and then BA actually getting away with murder there, because smoking on vision is generally a very, very bad thing, or, you know, bad things would happen normally.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like if they wanted to take that fight, then surely you just wait on the high ground back over here. But yeah, fighting from the low, I don't know, just super questionable, I think. And the buybacks as well, just making it so nice for business associates. I mean, from that one move, which, you know, that wasn't even their decision. They thought it was their decision, but it was actually Thunder Predator's decision to try and take that fight. And yeah, it hurts.
Oh, they're gonna get Sven.
Oh, Moo, nice
better.
roar coming out onto him here. MNZ is just going to absolutely destroy Moo here. And I look up towards Brax. Brax is going to be the +1. See, this is good.
Huge.
This is a nice fight from them.
Huge.
And look at Leo Star on the front lines, immediately looking for more here. He is hungry, hungry monkey. And V and Snaking take down this creep wave on the run. Leostar trying to chase as best he can. I'm not sure he's going to find anything, and if he does, I'm not sure he's going to be able to keep him still long enough for his team to get in here, but still. Nice movements from Thunder Predator, you know, just striking back pretty damn hard.
That was a really nice smoke out to their vision again, right? That ward where they saw the smoke from, they actually find the Sven, get a good pick off on him, and now they get some momentum going. The only unfortunate thing is when BA is alive, they're going to have the Ravage, and I think BA is going to run back at Thunder. So this game is going to be a back and forth of both teams running at each other, trying to utilize their big teamfight ultimates right away. The Spectre is going to have 60 seconds still on cooldown for his Haunt. He's actually going for a heart, so he's not going to have a whole lot of damage, but he will be extremely tanky in this game. BA needs to revive and start getting out on the map to get some kind of outpost going here. Maybe even take this top back so they have 2 outposts for the 30-minute mark. Are they grouping for the smoke? It looks like it. They have 2 smokes actually on the Lion still.
Yeah, they still have this bottom outpost, so yeah, they're pretty...
yeah, they're going to smoke to the top outpost.
Hyped to get the top one, yeah.
Yeah, they got to control the Roshan area here too.
Of course.
If they go
yeah.
bottom, it's really, really bad for BA.
Yeah, Dyer actually scanned the Roche pit just to make sure it's not happening already, but Roche is still not up for 50 seconds.
It's so big. BA gets 2 outposts for the 30-minute mark. This is going to be a lot of XP going their way.
Man, I'm getting excited. This is looking like it's going to be a big fight around this Roche pit. The next
BA is on the low
5
ground,
minutes of the
though.
game's going to be decided. Blue trying to go up the high ground with the Spider's legs here. Sees MNZ. I mean, they've got him with the Ice Puff. This could be pretty awkward here, but Moo has that BKB to pop. Meanwhile, MNZ going in really deep onto the backlines here, but he has that Reaver just gaunt for himself. But they're just going to turn around, try and blow him up. Figure comes out, and MNZ is dead. No buyback available from him either. So that's going to be a victory for Business Associates. They can no longer fight on the side of Thunder Predators. Unfortunately, MJZ going to get left behind. Aaron nearly connects onto Matthew, but he does get dodged out, but MJZ will also lose his life. Wow, I mean, this Spectre just overestimating herself massively there, TPing into the middle of everybody. I mean, sure, you have a Reaver, but there's too much damage coming down from the Business Associates to be able to just TP into everyone. The thing helping out massively as well. I mean, goodness gracious.
There was a Silver Edge on top of the Spectre.
Yeah,
exactly. So that fight, I think it would have been really bad for BA had the Beastmaster actually roared the Sven when he walked up the hill. But then again, there's a Tidehunter with a Ravage ready to use if they commit to the Sven too. So BA really understanding their strength at this point in the game and just, you know, manning up and running up that hill. They don't even mind as long as they have all their heroes together. The one time when the Sven died here, it was just 2 of them. They didn't have their team backing them up, so this time around they're going to get the Aegis, and they still have Ravage up. That means BA can still play very aggressively, take all the tier 2s now, and if anybody on the side of Thunder die, I think they will just commit to the high ground. This is already time for them to go to high ground, right? Second Aegis, they got the cheese, they got the Aegis. The Sven, he's about to be 6-slotted.
Oh man, what a catastrophe for Thunder Predator. They were playing this game pretty well, but I feel like kind of past the 25-minute mark, Business Associates just been making all the right decisions. Like, I genuinely think Thunder Predator played better for the first kind of 15 minutes of this game, but unfortunately they really have just let it slip.
It's hard, man, to play late game Dota as a Spectre into a Tidehunter, and then the Sven also has a Silver Edge. Then they also got the control from the Void Spirit with this Ag Silence. Like, everything on BA just provides so much disables and control against Spectre. This Ember himself having a very hard time getting into team fights because of the disables too.
Yeah, it's not the easiest game at all. There's so much lockdown on the side of Business Associates, which is proven to be a big problem. What do you think about New Heart since it got changed? Do you think it's still a good idea?
Oh, it's terrible. It just feels so bad compared to before.
I mean, you don't think that the active, being 1% health regen, max health regen inside of fights is good enough?
I mean, it's not a whole lot, right? The 1% health regen. That's the biggest problem.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of love would have gone away, but I mean, I think it just pales in comparison to Satanic, like status resistance.
Exactly. I mean, there's a good reason why nobody buys Heart, because it's just not good.
Well, apparently MNZ does.
I mean, maybe in this game it feels like he needs to be able to tank up against the Sven and damage output he deals, but then again, like, what other item could he go? Abyssal Blade could have been interesting.
Satanic.
Scotty could have been interesting too, right?
Yeah.
In this game, if you wanted something that gives him a little bit more HP.
Yeah, I guess, comparing them to Satanic doesn't actually give you that much survivability, It gives you the status resistance, but only 25 strength. Meanwhile, Harder Trash gives you 40 strength and plus 400 health, so... Yeah, the health difference is quite severe. But still, he's got Sanjin Yasha. I don't know. I really would have felt like the Satanic would have been the play here, but MNZ disagrees. We'll see how that goes for him.
I mean, a 4k HP, Heart of Tarrasque is giving you, what, 40 HP regen? It's not a lot.
Yeah, I mean, when the Sven's DPSing at about, like, 600-ish, it certainly isn't.
It's just the increase all passive health regen thing that gives them a little bit more. But then again, it's just nothing. They can just ignore the Spectre if they need to. If there's other targets in the fight. If not, they will just focus it down.
Leo style getting slowed up. Gush coming out onto him. Meanwhile, a quick blink away from Matthew. Stops him being chopped up by the Void Spirit as well. Very, very tense in the middle lane. But the tower will go down. Thunder Predator continuing to leak buildings across the map, but at least they're not hemorrhaging any kills. They're being very disciplined, getting their heroes out when they need to. And also a push coming in down this bottom lane just to create pressure somewhere else. There is a Moonlight Shadow, but that was seen once again by this ward, and this time they are not hesitating to ping it out, and Leo Stahl is going to get himself out of there. Spectre as well. TP away. Nice and disciplined from Thunder Predator. So yeah, map awareness is very, very good. And that's why they haven't really lost any heroes in the any key heroes, at least in this Aegis timing of the Sven. And it's going to run out in just 1 more minute. So 1 more minute to survive into Business Associates, and then you've got a fight back on your hands. You can keep playing the game.
They really wanted the Satanic on the Sven before they did something, so they spent a little bit of that Aegis timing to be able to farm that up. I mean, they got a 16k goldie now. Tidehunter also has the Solar Crest. I think we didn't mention that, but that's going to be huge, buffing up the Sven here. 80 attack speed permanently being given by a Tidehunter to the Sven.
Yeah.
So good.
Well, permanent uptime, but yeah. if only Solar Crest, you could just hold it on one hero and just ignore it. Alas. Moo smacking away at this top tier 2 tower, using that Aegis, taking every single building. Oh man, Midas in the backpack though. Ugh. Half a cooldown. Gross.
Feels bad, man. I mean, he could technically put it in instead of the BKB, right? Like, he does have an Aegis right now.
I mean, true, but
You can save your BKB for if you die with your Aegis, but yeah, he's gonna put it in now, right? Surely he's got the Midas, easy. It's back. It's back in action, baby. The Midas.
Whew. Yeah, Aegis is gone though. And maybe Thunderparator want to do something. I mean, they did smoke up immediately as the Aegis ran out, but I think they were just looking to maybe get some vision down or something, or get MNZ to the jungle. I'm not too sure. But nevertheless, that will now run out. And yeah, so, I mean, I think it's Thunderparator's time to try and do something. I don't know what that thing is, but I'd like to see it.
Radiant's top tower
Well, here
is
comes
under
the
attack.
Moonlight. They're going to run down to bottom. They know that Thunder is trying to escape containment by running like this.
Yeah, there's a... Okay, the early warning system has been triggered. The Rubik is going to die, and this is going to mean that MNZ and Frank are going to get themselves out safely.
Yeah, they're just going to keep cutting it back and forth like this. So now they kill someone bottom. They know Thunder Predator is going to try to run top to avoid containment. So BA is just going to run across like this. And Eternal Envy actually gets spotted out by the dagger. So this is probably going to be a fail catch. But that's okay, because their objective right now is to contain Thunder in this area and wait for the next Roshan.
I mean, I was going to ask, do you actually come back with this play? Is this play, you know, yeah, they're playing well, they're not getting caught out, sure, but is this a way of playing the game which is going to see them actually ending up with the victory?
I mean, you have to do this because it's the only possibility you have. You can't just blindly smoke up and run into your opponent, especially while your Rubik is dead, and hope for the best, right? The best thing for them to do is keep splitting. Maybe they see one hero here, and then all of a sudden, you know, somebody shows on one of Thunder's wards bottom, and they can jump that hero, you know, open up the game like that, where they can just get some opportunities. If you're not split pushing, it's very hard to come back into the game, because you need to try to make BA, you know, split up on the map. So you gotta break their ball that they have created and their containment of you in this area.
Interesting. Snake King has the Aghanim Scepter, so now has Starstorm charges. Pretty neat, I guess.
He wanted to become a core and push out lanes some more. I mean, he has Guardian Greaves, which is a really nice item, and then after that, he's like, okay, I'm free to buy whatever I want to.
The Necro units are actually, with the boars, are going out on little dewarding missions, which is kind of cute. Just watching this little army march around, getting his master some vision.
Spectre's going for a BKB next. You know, heart into a BKB, my goodness.
Feels bad build.
Definitely. I think one of the reasons why he's not going for the Abyssal or the Skadi or something, maybe it's because he doesn't have Manta, you know? Because if you get the Abyssal, you need that Manta to be able to get that burst damage from your illusions, the Desolate.
Yeah,
So,
kinda, but I
he's
also
just
feel
playing
like
a
a lot of the times when you go Abyssal on Spectre, you just want that kind of deep dive to kind of lock down one of those heroes. Not necessarily get kills, but allow your team to win the team fights by locking down a key hero. I don't feel like it's always about trying to get the kills.
But he doesn't do damage though.
Oh yeah. He's a potato rolling around the team
without
fights, burning
Manta,
things around him.
It feels terrible.
I mean, if they focus him, he's going to do a lot of damage. Like if they focus the MNZ, Dispersion's going to wreck everyone. But why would you?
They can ignore him because of his build.
Yeah. And also the Silver Edge stops Dispersion being a thing as well, so we'll smoke up onto the high ground along with the Moonlight Shadow. This might be a fight. Thunder Predator, so they want to actually take this one. I mean, they've got Envy on the front lines here. No BKB on Envy. He does have the Link-ins. Arrow's going to fly on through. Meanwhile, Brax just wants to go for the Bounty Rune. He only wants one thing. MNZ is going to be the target right now. Has that BKB ready to go. Meanwhile, the Roar comes down on his back. They're trying to bring down the Rubik. The Lion. And it's again successfully. Now they look over towards Snake King. Snake King running low, but Leostel has to be careful. As down goes Fear. Both Matthew and Frank have died there. Oh no, they've got the Spectre, they've got the Silver Edge, and down goes MNZ. The key kill off the fight. It's like she didn't get the memo. Everybody else backed themselves away, but the Spectre went in deeper, and now she's dead. Rubik's seen on the sidelines here. He's going to get torn apart and dead. And meanwhile, they even get MJZ as well. I mean, this is just an absolute slaughter. This wasn't a fight. This was just the wolves running into the chicken's nest and the chickens flat-slaring all over the place.
Dude, that Rubik died to 2 hits from a cleave. Like, man. He actually just died to his first death before he bought out. It was actually just insane. This Sven is so freaking strong, and the Spectre just stands no chance against that Silver Edge. You saw when he got Silver Edge, that Spectre died in a matter of seconds.
Yeah.
It wasn't even close. It doesn't matter how tanky she is.
Like, does the break from Silver Edge piss spell immunity?
What do you mean spell immunity?
BKB.
I assume so.
Oh god, Leostyle's dead. Oh no, Beastmaster are in trouble as well. They're gonna buy it back. They're gonna try and give it the last hurrah, but with the Ravage coming on down here, they'll take down Frank, they'll take down MJZ, and now it is just Leostyle charging up 5 heroes by himself, the charge of the Light Brigade, but it will accomplish nothing. Alright, they've got buyback on the Beastmaster. Maybe they can try once more, but no, they'll call it. GG is called. Game number 1, it goes to the Business Associates. They waste no time in game number 1, get into work, 41 minutes in, and they will take this first game in the series. I mean, it looked good, Business Associates. You know, as I said, I do think Thunder